adventure. I took the day off from work, and of course today was the day that my company's internet provider ran issues, and so the entire internet connection wasn't working until about a half hour ago. So yeah, that was a fun adventure. But now that's resolved. Hopefully I didn't have to go in. It got resolved right before I was basically about to leave. So great. Means I can continue to enjoy my day off with the relaxing and soothing experience of Dark Souls 3. Okay, yeah, so, I believe last time I was struggling to find a way out. Maybe this is the way. Okay, yes, I think this is not the way I go at all. That's the way I go. Great. Okay, maybe this way? This way? I probably went this way. I'm having the worst time. Hey, it's a fog wall. Let's stay calm. I didn't see a fog wall. I think I'm getting somewhere at least. It's locked. Of course it is. And that's a shortcut ladder, almost certainly. Which is good. Shortcuts are good. Still just me. Kaylee is, been still enjoying her sleep. I did promise her I'd let her play at some point, so I'm just trying to get this in now while I can. Hopefully she'll take pity on me since I didn't get to play as much this morning as I'd like to due to issues at work. Good. Okay, no. I think it's a good thing I don't have any viewers at the moment, otherwise I'd probably be irritating them incessantly by just playing the same game. This place is one of those places where it's like, you explore it, and it's kind of designed where it's hard to get a good feel for where you are, which is actually very reminiscent of Demon Souls. Like, the hub in Demon Souls was really labyrinthine. I wonder if that was by design.
Ashen, produce the mark of ash will guide to lock.
Okay.
Ashen
I think I get it. I have to use bonfire. Unusual. Usually you don't have to do that. Dragon worship is crossing it. Ooh. Such warriors are attracted to doctrines of few words. Far from forming dogs, huh. Alright. Okay, that's interesting. But yeah, I think I was talking a little bit earlier about Dark Souls 2 and the things I don't like about it. Specifically, I don't like how they designed the levels. It was very stark to me. Like, when I played it, it was very clear to me, but last night, before Dark Souls 3 came out on PS4, you lucky Steam people got to play it. But, while I was waiting, I was like, you know what, I never got around to beating all of the DLC in Dark Souls 2. Because I just didn't. I wanted to play Bloodborne instead. So I was like, yeah, I'll get back to that, and I tried. And I had forgotten how much I disliked Dark Souls 2 in terms of the flow. Everything is designed to murder you. And I know a lot of people probably are like, well, of course it is. Yes, but the way I think I would describe it is I play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, and I've GM'd a lot of over the years, like since I was a kid, and you know, I used to be really bad at it, and I'm still not great at it, but I think I'm competent at it at least now. And at the time, when I first started doing it, I was really, really bad at it because I kind of had this common mistaken notion that a lot of people have that the DM's job is to act as basically the bad guy for the players, that your job is to try and kill them. And that's not true. The GM's dirty little secret is that they don't want you to die, they want you to think you're going to die. Ooh. But yeah, the GM's job is not to kill the players, to provide enough challenge to you could kill them, or that if they're not careful, they will die. And that's the line you have to walk. It's like sometimes you have to let a player die in order for them to, you know, either to give them something interesting to do or to teach them a lesson. The lesson usually being that, you know, lesson usually being don't be an idiot. And that's what I felt like Demon Souls, Dark Souls, and Bloodborne all did very well. Because I never once felt like I was not I never once felt like I was being killed unfairly. It always felt like I was being killed because I did something stupid. Dark Souls 2 doesn't. Dark Souls 2 will kill you and try to kill you constantly because they think it's the fun. They think that the fun part of Dark Souls is where you die constantly. So much so that it's the only game in the series so far, including this, I've died, and it didn't happen. It's the only game that gives you an achievement for dying. And the achievement, I believe, is something along the lines of, welcome, this is Dark Souls. And I felt like that was the worst way to start that game for me, was like, well, this is Dark Souls, you're dead. And it's like, that's not 99% of the time I died in Dark Souls 2, but most of the time I died in Dark Souls 2 was completely not my fault. It was because they arranged the level in such a way where there was really no way I could possibly have guessed there would be bad guys swarming out and, you know, attacking me and murdering me very, very swiftly. They slowed down the Estus Flask animation to a crawl, unless you, increased one of your stats, just because it, you know, made it that much harder, and they changed the AI so that every time you start drinking an Estus Flask, every single enemy in the vicinity rushes you. So and because it takes so much longer to use the Estus Flask, it's basically impossible to recover without running the hell away first. And that's not good design. That's basically, we think the fun part of Dark Souls is dying constantly. And that couldn't be further from the truth. And I almost feel like Bloodborne was, you know, Miyazaki trying to make the statement to his peers that, no, you don't have to do that. Because Bloodborne, I think I probably died in Bloodborne fewer times than in any other game, because the recovery mechanics were really good. You could just, you know, recovering from health with blood vials was almost instantaneous. The regain mechanic was brilliant. I loved the regain mechanic, and I sorely miss it, honestly. I think it was a great mechanic. and it was a different game. Don't get me wrong, but it understood that you want Bloodborne is probably the best game in the series in terms of creating this feeling of you could die at any moment if you're not careful, but if you have your wits about you, if you take care, you will be fine. And you will survive. Dark Souls 2, no. I'm typically a very slow, methodical player. I mean, right now I'd probably be and that makes sense, but honestly, like, Bloodborne kind of retrained me to be a little less cautious. I mean, I'm still cautious, but I'm a little, like, when I played Dark Souls the first time, and Demon Souls also, I tiptoed. Oh my god. Wow, okay. Wow, alright, so that's good. Okay, yeah, this is definitely a Dark Souls game. Definitely a Dark Souls game. When a dragon pops out of nowhere and then gives you a bunch of souls by murdering a bunch of people that are ostensibly its allies, you know it's a Dark Souls game. No, sorry, just a second, I just wanna, nobody's watching, so I'm just gonna take a minute to chat with somebody on Google, my friend Josh. Alright, so. See, the thing is, I don't want to just die. Especially because I'm pretty sure, yeah, I have enough souls to level up. So, yeah, this is kind of what I mean by being, like, kind of slow. When I do get in situations where I'm like, oh, I have enough souls to level up, I usually, like, okay, rather than continue to press my luck, I'm gonna, oh, I didn't even realize this was a dragon. Wow, that's how observant I am. Yeah, that's the other thing, I'm not the most observant Dark Souls player in the world. Kaylee is usually way more observant of these things than I am. I'm much more game-oriented, I'm usually focusing way more on playing the game. Ignoring some of the window dressing. But, I mean, which is not to say that I do that intentionally. Hey, did I leveled up from the bonfire? I don't think so. She moves.
Welcome home, Ashen One. Speak thine heart's desire. Very well, then take no.
I mentioned this last time. I'm doing the thing that I did when I played Bloodborne, which, when I played Demon Souls and Dark Souls 2, I tried to create a balanced character, and I'm going to be honest, it almost never really worked out for me all that well. I would die pretty much constantly. And what I kind of realized at a certain point was that there are certain things that just don't actually make that big of a difference, at least in early game. Health and endurance, or the green bar, because they change what it's called pretty much every game. red bar and the green bar are increasing them like by a bit seems to very rarely actually make that big of a difference. Like it'll let you get hit one or two more times before dying, but that's about it, and that's not really all that helpful. However, if you focus entirely, so I worked on a theory with Bloodborne from my experience that if I just focused entirely on leveling up strength from the beginning, just strength, and just kept going until I got to like level 50, because you can get to like level 50 pretty quickly in a Souls game. Then I would have like strength 50 really early in the game, and the ability to kill things really quickly would inherently make me more survivable. Because if I can kill enemies with fewer hits, then they're less likely to hit me, and so I'm taking less damage, so increasing my health doesn't really matter. Bloodborne also made that easier because there were fewer stats in Bloodborne. There were like, 6 or 7 stats, and in Dark Souls 3 there's 9. So that's a problem. Because Dark Souls has, more going on. It has attunement slots, and it has this focus bar. I didn't check to see if there was any kind of MP bar in it. I know there was an MP bar in Demon Souls. I can't remember if there was in Dark Souls. I feel like there was. No, there wasn't, was there? I think everything was like attunement, as it was, and then they did the same thing in Dark Souls 2, I believe. Yeah, I guess I was wrong last night, probably. I think I asserted that Dark Souls had a SP bar, but now I'm thinking about it, it might not have. I think it probably didn't. So, yeah, I'm not sure why they decided to bring it back. Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that this is probably not actually an illusory wall. And I'll just wait for the rest of the class. Okay, I'm not sure why I was doing this. This is stupid. I should be going back to that place with the dragon. I just wanted to level up to back. Nobody's here. Nobody's in my channel right now, and that's fine. It's a shame because right before I got the call from work, somebody was watching. I was like, oh, I have a person watching. I should talk more, and I was actually kind of really enjoying it. And then phone call. So, and now that person's not here anymore. They're probably watching somebody else play, and that person is probably much more entertaining than I am. I really don't know the kind of person who goes around who's the person who's like the first person to watch something. Like, who is the first person to watch Markiplier, for example? Like, Markiplier probably had to start just like anybody, just like, doing weird videos and streams, but who's the first person to find them and like what random guys on YouTube and then tell all their friends about it? Like, who is the patient zero, YouTube personality? Like, who's the person who's like, I want to find somebody who nobody is watching right now and watch them stumble their way through a game that is way more entertaining than Alright. That's not a good start. Okay, so this is a different path. Sorry, dude. I didn't mean to do that. I feel like a jerk now. Yeah, I don't like killing the random worshipping dudes as much as I start attacking them because, well, I mean, they're not I mean, yeah, I know I get sold for it, but like, you know, it just seems cruel. I mean, they're not going to give me that many souls anyway. Oh, interesting. This right here is very. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is not working at all for me. Back away, back away. I'm dead now. But I'm not so good because I was enkindled, which I guess is this game's equivalent of fire, or humanity, or whatever. This game's equivalent of fire. What is it? Okay, those guys probably a little out of my league. So I feel like I should be going the other way. Because, I mean, even though the dragon's there, dragon's usually a good sign for, you probably shouldn't go this way yet. But I'm gonna take that risk. I'm surprised I haven't found any, like, new equipment yet, really. I mean, I found a thing I can use for miracles, but I'm not really much of a miracles person. But yeah, it's like, my strategy is, with leveling up right now, is to just, you know, focus entirely on strength and see if my Bloodborne strategy as well as it did there, because in Bloodborne I kind of picked, like, that was the best time that I had really good. I mean, I wasn't bad. I don't want to oversell myself, but I didn't die very much, and I beat most bosses on the first try. And I think I owe that a lot to just how much damage I was able to deal and how quickly I was able to deal it. Because as you level up in general, you still kind of increase, you scale up your defense, and your defense is generally more important for your survivability than your health or your endurance or anything like that. I mean, those things help, don't get me wrong, but they're just not as you think. Sorry, I'm also being chatted with, but, you know, I don't really mind because it's not like I'm inconveniencing anybody. Alright. Coming here and the dragon killing everything, and that's kind of how it worked in Dark Souls as well. There was like an area early on where there was a dragon, and if you just kept going there and going back to the bonfire, you just keep getting souls. Now the difference here is that I have to actually walk back and level up, but I mean, here's the thing. I know this is probably really, I could be playing the game right now, but the thing of it is that, like, if every trip I'm gaining a level, I should get that level, because every level really counts. Especially when you're because, you know, you don't scale as high when you don't have really good equipment, and I just don't have really good equipment yet. And actually, that's a good thing. I could buy equipment from the vendors, couldn't I? You see, it's been a little while since I last played a game like this from the beginning. So logical things like buying equipment completely eluded me. I probably should have thought of that sooner. Andre! Wait, actually, Andre doesn't sell you anything anymore, does he? Maybe this person is.
Ah, how?
Okay, they do have weapons and armor. Great. Great! Chain. Okay, without it upgraded, chain armor is probably the most benefit I'll get, but if I buy it, I won't really buy anything else, and that's like an extra 11, but if I bought, like, you know, pants and the hood, it'd be about the same amount of weight, but it would cost 1,000. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get the chain armor for this.
Ashen one.
Wait, I can sell it.
Ah, how?
That's not fun. So, one thing I'm curious about is if there's like kind of an exchange rate. Like if I just absorb these souls in the traditional manner, will I get the same amount of souls as I would if I sold it, or would I get more if I sold it? So it seems like each one of these deserted corpses gives me 100 if I sell them. So let me see how much I get.
Ashen
if I
one.
just use them. I get 200 if I use them. Okay, so definitely better to just use them. I never understood that, but I guess she's trying to, you know, scam me out of it.
Oh, how?
That means I have enough for another piece of data, but I'm not sure if I want to do that or if I want a better weapon. I want something that scales well with strength, because that's what I'm focusing on. And nothing really seems to scale well with strength here. Which is a disappointment, I'm going to be honest. I think the club might be my best option at the moment then. Yeah, I don't have enough faith to effectively use Miracle right now. At least not if, well, okay. I guess I could use the talisman. That might be a good idea, actually. Yeah, I have the talisman, I think, for miracles. Yeah, if you don't need miracles, might be adapt. I can't think both right now. If I sell one of the sacred times. Okay. Sacred time is better, but imagine scales better or something. There's probably some reason why you would prefer to use the sacred time instead of the talisman. Even so, I can't use it because my faith is at 10, not 14, and I'm likely to be increasing my faith for a very long time, so I might as well sell those so that I can afford to buy real aid. Great.
Ashen one.
Nice and words to equip. Same armor. So now I'm less naked looking, that's nice. So now I can heal. Also, I guess I should make it my left hand so that I can still have my club up. So yeah. I'll probably get about 3 uses, it looks like. So that's good. Now I could get one of my Estus glasses to recharge my health, but I don't know how much my heal will actually do it, so I don't know if I'm getting more value every time I go Estus glasses. I don't know if I had 3 Estus glasses and Cold Estus glass, or whatever it's called, Ashen Estus glass. So yeah, let's do that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I kind of want to keep, grinding out some souls here so that I can get full armor. I'm still fairly lightweight, which is good. I want to stay light. Better shield as well. I didn't check to see if that person was selling any shields. But the game just kind of gift wrapped it for me. It's not like I asked for. It's not like I sought out some lesser known way of getting levels and equipment very easily. Like it just sort of handed it to me. So just walk here, let the Dragon Kill guys go back and buy more stuff. Like I mean, obviously I can't do it for very long. Once I get to that point, I'm going to start moving forward. But while I can, I'll take advantage of it. It's one of the things I like in Dark Souls, rewarding your I wonder if you have shields.
Oh, have.
Because I don't like this shield at all. You do. Ah, nice. Okay. Now, weight is my biggest concern. Okay, that's a large shield, so I probably can't parry with it. Oh, I can. Alright, great. Oh, nice. So if I equip that, then I wouldn't need to wield my thing two-handed in order to use its special ability. That's handy, but I think I'd prefer to be able to parry. I've never been very good at parrying, but I don't know. It's one of those things I've always wanted to be good at, and occasionally there are bad guys that are just really vulnerable to parrying, so I think it's a good thing to have. That gives me 3 options for parrying. I don't really have this is better at parrying magic, less good at parrying lightning, but obviously with physical, so I think that one better out. Pretty much everybody would. I can also put that through. Large order field, 85, 54, 52, 63, so again, better with magic. Less good with everything else. This has also very good stability, and it parries. It probably has a very small parrying window, but I think the weight is the other thing that bugs me. But for now, I think that's okay. If it becomes an issue, then I might. But honestly, you know, yeah, I'm still waiting. One thing I liked about Bloodborne, yeah, I think a lot of people liked about Bloodborne, honestly, was how. I think a lot of you like Bloodborne that they got rid of the whole encumbrance endurance mechanic thing. You always roll, well not roll, but you dodge quickly no matter what you're wearing. And I like that. It gave you a lot more freedom in terms of what weapons and equipment you could use. And I mean, obviously certain weapons were inherently slower than others, but I mean, that's the trade-off. And I like that better because it makes you micromanage things a little bit less. And lets you focus on the game. I think I went into this knowing that Dark Souls 3 brought, carried forward the whole, encumbrance mechanic. And, I mean, that's fine. That's a Dark Souls thing. And still better than Demon Souls. Demon Souls, I like Demon Souls actually a lot. I think it gets a bad rap, but I do agree with most conventional wisdom that the whole encumbrance mechanic of you just carrying stuff weighs you down was a really bad mechanic because it doesn't really do anything other than force you to go back to Nexus point again and again and again. Alright, I have a better shield now. It's not a great shield, but it does parry. That's good. I don't know how often I'll be able to parry. I might test it out a little bit on that one armor dude later. Firebomb. So, yeah. Oh, okay. Looks like I was watching outside. Should probably be a little more interesting. I don't know. Yeah. Like, I don't know why they've never gift wrapped a grinding area as nicely as this before. Like, this is blatantly gift wrapped to be an area for grinding. It's like, it's not that far of a distance, it's not that difficult to get there. It's just, you go there, and then the dragon murders when people get like 500 souls like that, and they have apparently a chance of dropping Titan trophies. It's shockingly good for exactly this. It's just grinding. I honestly, I feel like I feel like I'm falling into some kind of trap. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I don't expect Dark Souls to be this nice.
Oh, have.
Okay, so that thing is. Let's go with legs. Let's get the best benefit.
Ashen one.
Let me see if that makes me do a fat roll. Thrill and amazement as Pat walks back and forth to a dragon. Yeah, I do apologize to the one person watching right now. Thank you for watching. I'm right now I'm basically just grinding and talking about how I feel about Dark Souls in general. So if you want to see more Dark Souls 3 content, you probably should go elsewhere. It's probably really bad of me to say, but I just don't want to bore people. But yeah, I am going to try and talk and do a few things. But you're going to be seeing the boss walking back and forth and killing things, and then letting a dragon go while I give options. So I talked a bit earlier before I was interrupted by a dragon about Dark Souls 2 being kind of that one GM in your D&D group who just does everything in his power to kill all of the players, and it's just not fun. Anybody who ever does that is just not a good GM. They're just not, because you don't have, you're not trying to give your players an interesting, you're trying to kill them and prove how smart you are for, tricking them. And I've done that. And it's kind of fun to do that. It makes you feel all clever and stuff, and I imagine that's probably how the developers of Dark Souls 2 felt. But that's not how, Miyazaki did any of the other games. Like, they are hard. This is hard. Although, honestly, the first boss I did last night was pretty tricky, but once I kind of figured out the whole dodge forward thing, it was surprisingly not that difficult, and that's kind of the way that Miyazaki does it, is like, if you figure it out, it's not that hard, it's just a matter of figuring it out, whereas Dark Souls 2 was just punishingly difficult for no good reason. It was just like, hey, let's have 20 bad guys here. Why? Oh, let's make it harder. I think once I get past the point where if I get to the point where I need to do more than one trip, I've got almost 1,000 souls. I can go back, I can buy another piece of equipment, and then I can come back and do it again. And I'll probably keep doing that until I get, to the highest level, but I digress. My point was that, I didn't have a very good time. A lot of other people seemed to, mostly because it just didn't feel like it had the same design and things from if somebody likes it, that's fine. I understand. I have a friend who actually considers it to be his favorite of the series, or at the very least, he says he's played it the most. And I understand that. I get that. I think that's fine. I just completely disagree, because I tried to play it again last night, and I played it for like an hour or so, I think. You know, because like I said, I didn't get a chance to play all of the DLC last time. I just wanted to focus on getting Bloodborne, and I did, and I beat Bloodborne. Then I went back to Dark Souls 2, and last night, and good God, like, after playing Bloodborne and going back to Dark Souls 2, I just realized how much I hated playing through certain parts of Dark Souls 2, where it's just, you walk around the corner and suddenly you get ambushed by 20 guys and they just kill you. And it's like, what was I supposed to do? How was I supposed to know? There's no telegraphing, you can't, like, go to a corner and see them. They deliberately hide them, you can't target them. They just all sort of get up, they're all sitting around, and then they just stand up and destroy you. Like, it's like, you know, it seems really, really, really dumb. And, like, just the process of getting to that DLC area, like, I had to go to one of my least favorite areas of the game, the place where there's just tons of things that poison you and grab you and attack you, and, you know, I went through here and I had to, like, roll onto an area that was hidden, and I only knew about it because I had to look it up, but I never would have figured that out on my own. I don't even think there were any, like, you know, words on the floor guiding it, because I think, like, the PS4 version doesn't have a lot of, it has a very active user base compared to the other games, because I think most people who played it either played it on PS3 or on Xbox 360 or PC, so I just didn't get a lot of experience out of that. And so, like, I just didn't. Oh yeah, so I went to the, like, my least favorite part of the game where you're just getting poisoned constantly, and you have to find this one rolly area that I didn't see any sign of, you know, player help guiding me towards. I go in there. There were these two giants that, you know, weren't that difficult to beat. They were a little difficult, but they weren't that bad. You kill the giants, and one of them is carrying a thing. First of all, how would you know that the guy's carrying a thing? But whatever, even if you do, then you have this key, and you have to go down to this pit and climb up this ladder, and that takes you to a door that you open, and in there you find a corpse that has a thing that lets you go to the DLC area. Why? Why do you make me go through all of that just to go to an area that, I mean, granted, I bought this all in the first edition, so this all came bundled, but if I was, like, playing Dark Souls 3 or Dark Souls 2 for the first time, like, back when it first came out, and I just bought this new DLC, like, you're basically saying, you just paid, you know, $15 or whatever for, you know, this whole new content in the game. Great. Good luck finding it. Like, why would you hide content like that? Why would you make it that difficult to get to? I mean, Bloodborne, the Old Hunters DLC, like, it's not super obvious how to get to it, but all you do is just go to this one area, a guy grabs you and takes you to the area. Like, that's all you do. This one you have to, like, go to a place, find a secret thing, kill a guy, take the thing, go to a different secret thing, open the door, find the thing, go there, go to a different place with the secret thing, and open the door, and then you get into the DLC area. It's like an hour-long process to get to content that you ostensibly paid extra for. Like, why? Why make it that difficult? Nothing else in the game is that difficult to access. And it's just, that's the game all over. It has to make everything hard for the sake of making it hard. Because they're like, well, that's what people like about Dark Souls. It's like, no. People might articulate that that's what they like about Dark Souls. People might say that they might but it's not. I mean, that's kind of a general theory. Like, people have an overall feeling about something, and they may not completely understand why they feel the way they do about something. And so the way they choose to articulate it might give somebody the wrong impression. Like, you just kind of, trying to think of a good example. It's kind of similar to what Film Crit Hulk once said about Amazing Spider-Man, which is like, a lot of people came out of the Amazing Spider-Man film feeling like, it's a pretty good movie. And the reason why he theorized why people disliked that Spider-Man movie was, or why people were generally okay with that Spider-Man movie, was because it was really, really hard to articulate what was wrong about that movie. Because, I mean, it was fairly competently acted, the writing wasn't atrocious, the direction wasn't atrocious, it was generally speaking you know, on paper at least, it's not bad. It's really hard to explain to somebody, you know, why you dislike that movie, and so if you can't really think of a good, you can't put your finger on a reason for why it's not a good movie, even if, you know, you feel like you didn't have good times, but if you can't think of a good reason why you didn't have good times, then you don't really feel good about saying you disliked it. You don't want to be like, oh, I hated that movie, because then if someone will be like, well, why? And you're like, well, I don't know. And I mean, he tried to articulate, but that's kind of like, sometimes people just feel a way about something, and like, obviously there's a logical reason for why they feel that way, but if they don't necessarily understand, you know, that particular reason, it might be hard for them to understand why they feel it. And I think that kind of applies to Dark Souls games. People play Demon Souls and Dark Souls, and they were like, this game is punishingly difficult, but I love it. And so a lot of people are like, I love it because it's punishingly difficult. And so I feel like when they made Dark Souls 2 without Miyazaki's guidance, they were sort of like, okay, well, what do people like about Dark Souls? People like how hard it is, so let's make Dark Souls 2 really, really, really hard. And that wasn't the right way to go about it, in my opinion. I think that Dark Souls 2 tries too hard to be hard. It doesn't need to be hard. Like, the thing about Dark Souls and Demon Souls, and it seems like Dark Souls 3, it's not difficult so much as just not... It doesn't handhold. It doesn't... go out of its way to the player. The player has to sort of... it doesn't go out of its way to hurt the player, but it doesn't go out of its way. Like, it just doesn't go out of its way. About all of the games, except for Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 2 is the only game where your character is kind of the center of attention, where everything is like revolving around you. Like, everyone else is just sort of hanging out, but then as soon as you go like, oh, okay, they're all hanging out around you, and like, you know, whereas in all the other games, like, the world is just sort of existing, and you just sort of wander into it. You're already in the middle of, like, you know, doing stuff. There. What are we doing here? We're just some random schmuck who's just showing up and ruining everyone's time. And, you know, nothing is built for your convenience. Everything is like, you know, you're only able to get around because like buildings are updated or because you set ladders or something like that. It's like it's not to help you. It's just dumb. What I always thought is the point of these games. Like, you are just some random schmuck who just happen to show up, and you're not any better than anybody else there. But the difference between the thing that makes you different from everybody else is that you keep going at it. Every time you got you get and little by little, mass power, and you make it forward. And it doesn't. And so it's like the exceptional thing about you is not who you are, where you came from, anything like that. It's just that you keep trying. And that is, and that's the thing, is like the Crestfallen Warrior exists in almost every game, actually maybe literally every game, to just sort of act as the counterpoint to who you are as a character. It's like, this guy has all the same traits that you have. He's, you know, if you're undead, he's also undead. In this case, you're unkindled, he's also unkindled. You know, this character exists, and he's given up all hope, he gave up. And you as a player, you also can just give up and then stop playing. But the reason that character exists is to sort of make you not want to be like that guy. You don't want to be a Crestfallen Warrior, you want to keep at it, you want to keep fighting and progressing. And if you can keep doing that. What in God's name is this? What the hell am I looking at? What the fucking crap is this? You see, this is what I mean when I say I'm not really observant. Like, this, I've walked past this like 20 times, and this is the first I've actually looked at it. Like, holy shit, what is this? What is this? Like, are their bodies, like, is this the skeleton of some kind of, like, Serpent King creature? Are they people whose skeletons were put on sticks? Are they people who just had trees growing in there? Or are they trees that became people? I don't know what this is. I genuinely have no clue what I'm looking at here. Wow. Okay. Oh, I think during my last trip to the Firelink Shrine, I was distracted. I didn't actually spend any money. Or souls, rather. So, wow, okay. Great. Go me. I got a text from work. I should probably check that out. Okay, so 1549. That's enough to probably buy the rest of the equipment. Hopefully I can put it on without being...
Ah, well, have...
Alright, so that should be good. Ooh, can I get a range weapon? Ooh, I can get the right size stick, so that's good.
Ashen one.
Tis good, wasn't he?
It looks like the club is like pure strength. Yeah, if I get another Titanite shard, I might summon that stuff. That would be a pretty substantial increase in terms of damage. Like, that's the thing, is like, I'm putting all of my points into strength, and once I start actually leveling up the weapon so that it scales more, the damage output will really dramatically increase with every upgrade I give to that weapon. So like if I have like 30 strength right now, it won't really help that much, but if I get 30 strength and then I reinforce my weapon a couple of times, then I'll hopefully start seeing really dramatic damage output. That's how it will work. Hopefully it'll work the same here. I think it should. I don't think the mechanics should be all that different. And yeah, once I can do that, then we can start getting somewhere. And I can stop walking back and forth between the same things over and over again. So yeah, so far I don't really know how to really connect this game to the rest of the series. Like, I talked a little bit yesterday about how the names have kind of evolved between the games, where like in the first Dark Souls game, the world was called Lordran. In Dark Souls 2, they called it Dragon. And my understanding is that most people go by the presumption, at least, that Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 1 take place in the same place, just separated by a very, very long gap of time. Okay, I'm curious, because every time that guy does that, he does taking a lot less damage for block hit instead. I'm not good at parrying at all. I try to get better, but I just never really do. The timing of it is just really bad. far as I can tell, that was supposed to be perfect. I mean, it might just be that you can't parry that attack, but that's the other thing, is like, there's no... I don't know how you're supposed to know what you can and can't parry. And it's possible just this shield is really bad at parrying. This guy. Oh, you know what? I think I forgot to equip the stuff that I bought. Do I do the fat roll now? Yeah, my roll's a little bit slower, but I'm still not a fat roll, so I think I'm good. Yeah, again, I probably could kill these guys. I don't want it because I don't know, that just feels tacky. I probably get like 10 souls for each one. They're just hanging out, you know, crazy. I don't want to infringe on their religious beliefs. They have the right to practice whatever religion they want. Oh yeah, I lost track. I keep starting to say things and I forget what I was talking about. But yeah, I was saying last night that, you know, Lordran and Grand Lake are kind of supposed to be in the same
how may I be of
area, I
service?
believe. I mean, they're at least in the same world. That's a given. But you know, some people theorize that it's literally the same place, just different name, and it's changed a lot over time. Other people think that like this is a separate place across, like, you know, the ocean or something like that. Like maybe the characters who, like, are in the lore of Dark Souls 1 traveled to a distant land and built a new place somewhere else in that imitation, right? Like, I personally prefer to believe that it's the same place because, you know, places change a lot over time, especially, you know, if it was over the course of thousands of years. You know, so this idea, and also just like Lordran and then Dragon Lake, you have the Dran. Like, the name has a bit of the name in it. And now the world is called Lothric, which the LO is, you know, probably from Lordran, and the Ick part at the end seems like it's from Dragon Lake. So it's almost like a combination of those two names. And, you know, it's obviously a little different, but I find that interesting, that the naming, the way the names have evolved between games from, you know, Lordran to Dragon Lake to now Lothric, they kind of are, you know, tangentially connected, and it does give you the impression that all of this is the same world, just changing over time, and the elements of both the first two games seem to be very present here. Okay, I think I'm done buying stuff. I can't, unfortunately, buy a crossbow or a regular bow, rather. But what I can do... I don't have any sorceries yet. I could get a sorcery. I don't have an attunement slot, though. do I want to be able to do sorceries? You know, I think I'm going to pass on sorceries.
Ashen 1.
I don't want to spread myself too thin. If you don't specialize at all and you try to do everything, you're going to end up being not a very good character. At least, you know, Demon Souls was a little bit kinder about that, in my opinion. Like, it allowed you to be kind of a jack of all trades without really punishing you, but Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2 tried a lot harder to essentially force you to specialize, and, you know, I disliked that about it,
Welcome
but
home,
I think
Very
I'm
well.
just going to accept it at this point.
Then touch the take no.
And just find a way to make it work. Okay, so I'm getting close to that point I was talking about where I'm not going to be able to level up
Farewell, I made the flame.
from just one trip to the dragon. So I think I'm going to stop. Just because I don't want to be that guy who runs back and forth to one area 20 times so that, you know, you can get slightly above curve in terms of level. Because, I mean, let's be honest. Right now I'm doing this for 1,000 souls, and at a certain point, I'm going to be making 1,000 souls for just every guy I kill. So it's not going to be a thing. I'm probably it's not going to be efficient for me to keep grinding past the point where I'm not getting a level every time I do it. So I think once I hit level, once I get to strength 20, I'll probably stop doing this. I don't know why. Part of the reason I'm doing this is because Kaylee's still asleep. I don't want to go too far in the game without having some kind of obvious. I think I saw Spoonie playing Dark Souls a while back, and I think he had a mod that made his stats look like Mountain Dew, and I thought that was hilarious. It's kind of hard for me not to visualize that every time I take a swig. Yeah, I think I could probably. What did I do actually? Look like pants. Deserter trousers. Okay, less physical, better elemental. It's lighter, so that's nice, but I'm not currently encumbered too much. I'm still under. Am I under 50? Actually, I'm a little over 50, so maybe I do want to put these things on to get myself just barely under 50% encumbrance. Might make it roll a little bit faster. No difference, but you know, 50% is usually a good cutoff point. It might be lower, it might be higher. I might want to experiment with that a little bit, actually. What's this? Gloves off. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Okay, so it took about 2 seconds for me to do under 40%. Yeah, it's about the same. I mean, it might be slight, like 1 or 2 frames different. I can't tell. If I push it above 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Yeah, I think going over 50 makes it a little bit slower. I wonder if clear value results in slowing. Okay, they don't specify an exact cutoff though. So yeah, there's probably an actual, like, somebody has it broken down, but again, I'm trying to play this blind. I'm not trying to play this efficiently necessarily. Well, I probably am, but not. Where I'm trying to look online for answers to all sort of questions. If I have a question, I try to answer it through the game, not through online information. Obviously, that if I see a thing on the ground, that tells me something else. Level up again. I think I'll do one more trip. I'm gonna start progressing here, if I can. But I think I can probably run through that area the dragon blasts at, and behind the dragon. The main reason I don't want to do sorceries, because I could buy. It looked like I probably could buy that sorcerer staff. And,
very well. Then touch the darkness
Soul Arrow
within
and that
me.
other one, but
Take
I only have
nourishment.
one attunement slot, and I don't. Yeah, I don't know how many attunement slots, many points I need to put into attunement in order for me to get another attunement slot. I don't know. I don't really care to find out. I want to keep putting stuff in the strength correctly to continue with my crazy plan. Well, it worked pretty well in Bloodborne, so I'm going to try it here. It's a good
Farewell,
system in
Ashen
general, or
Maiden.
is it really only works in Bloodborne where there are a lot fewer stats and fewer things to worry about? Because there's no real magic system, there's no real ranged weapon system, and there's no encumbrance system, so Bloodborne being more amenable to that kind of strategy than a game like this, I guess I'm going to find out. But I'm hoping that this is a good system. I will start face rolling once I start upgrading my equipment more. I think my club is like completely strength focused, so I think, you know, focusing entirely on strength is probably a good way to start. I doubt it's probably the weapon I'm going to be using the whole way through, but I think it's a good weapon to start with, honestly. I like striking damage is usually pretty helpful. It usually makes things stagger pretty easily. And I like making things stagger because it allows me to sort of control the tempo of how I like to play it. I like to be able to disrupt my opponents, and I know a lot of people tend to do that through parrying, but as I've shown earlier, I'm not good at parrying. So, just sort of walloping over how I Longsword, huh? That's new. I mean, in this game. What can I say? It's fun. I'm really hoping I get a Titanite shard down here. guess maybe they don't want me to do that. And one thing I always thought was strange is, like, every time you go through an area, you can break all the stuff and kill a bunch of guys, and then you go and you come back and everything's reset. And I understand to an extent why the people come back. It's just more undead came in to take the place of the ones that were there before. But the fact that all the equipment resets too implies some kind of weird time loop thing, like kind of a weird Groundhog Day-esque situation where everything is kind of the same except for a few specific anomalies, like bosses or enemies that don't respawn. I never really thought too hard about if there was like an in-game universe reason for that, because I honestly don't know. I think I'm not quite. I need a little more souls before I can level up. So, really apologize for this, but a little more. Well, you'll respawn again. And then I think after I do this level, I can really start filing. Because, I got equipment for each of my slots. I have a better shield, and I have a miracle I can use as extra healing. It didn't heal me very much, so I don't think I'm going to get it happy enough this class. I think I'm going to stick with not having one for right now.
Welcome home.
I
Speak
think I'm at a pretty
very
decent
well.
place.
Then
I'm about
touch
to
take
get
no.
to 20 strength and 10 everything else. So that's level 11. So at level 51 I should be 50 strength, which might be the soft cap. I don't know where the soft caps might be for this game. Usually they tend to be around like 40 or 50, but they do differ slightly between all the games. Let's talk to Mr. Crestfallen Warrior here.
What a sick joke. Asking us to seek a talk.
Nothing. One thing I liked about Dark Souls 2, because, I knocked it a lot. One thing I liked was that the Crestfallen Warrior was more of a character. Like, you actually could have conversations with him, and you could actually kind of lift his spirits up over time. I kind of liked that. Like, more people you brought to Majula, the more he was kind of like, oh, this is not so bad after all, and would, like, give you stuff, and I liked that. Maybe a little strange, but I thought it was cool.
Ah, 'tis good, 'tis, wasn't it?
Could make it a fire club, but here's the thing. I think the fire club doesn't. Yeah, it would lose its strength really, and I don't want that. If I refined it, it would still scale with strength, but it would also start scaling with skill. And that's weird.
Pretty big, I don't.
Alright. So, no more dragon runs. Now we're gonna just move forward with it. As God intended. So yeah, I think if I get to the dragon area and I let the dragon do his thing, I can probably run down that lower area. The upper area probably is more of a challenge because I would have to run upstairs first. And that would be a big waste of time during which the dragon probably roast me. I might be wrong about that, there might be a way around that, but I made it while I was trying to get that item that was there. So I think I might be inclined to another direction. Oh, did I kill him before he raised the alarm this time? I think I might have. Maybe. No football. So yeah. That seems kind of combat that they're overwhelmed first, but then once you get a handle of what's exactly happening, it's not deserted if he has a friend right there. But yeah, as soon as you get a handle on it, you can sort of turn it around and fight back, and you can do it on your first run. Here's the reason why I felt like I probably should die. Some kind of range, like the sword arrow or something. It's like, probably ping the dragon from here, but I guess I probably should just keep going. I almost feel like I should write a message. I'm not seeing all of this. I do feel bad for whoever has to rebuild these things every time they go on fire. bonfire ahead. Good. I like those. Alright. Bonfire ahead. Water. And hidden path. Okay. Here's a question. I wonder how you're supposed to activate the hidden areas. I can level up.
Welcome home. Speak. Very well. Then touch the take no. Manifestations of disparity, elucidated by retreating to the darkness beyond the reach of man.
And I'm sorry, I'm just looking at what increases per level. Once I get to level 50 or so, I might start branching a little, but
Farewell, may the
because once you get to a certain soft cap, it no longer becomes worth it. And if you're at 50 strength, you're probably going to be fine. At least in everything in the New Game Plus, maybe not as much, but in Bloodborne, once I got to like strength 50, and I had it almost fully maxed out, and I was one-shotting almost all of the bad guys. So it was pretty satisfying. And I'm hoping for a similar experience this time. So that was pretty successful, actually, like journey past the dragon area. I would like to be able to kill that dragon, so I might actually go against what I said earlier and might actually try to use Soul Arrow on that thing, because I don't know, usually you get something for killing the dragons. And, I mean, I'm sure it's not that easy. I'm sure even if I have, like, a straight shot, I don't have any, like, binoculars. Wish I knew how you're supposed to. Don't know. Well, alright. I have to... Hello? I think I might have. What do you need? So you'd like me to reset his password? Alright, give me a minute here. Well, is there something specific he'd like me to reset it to? Greg's fun. Alright, I'm just getting logged in here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I changed the admin password just to be on the safe side. I can't remember if and when I did that. Yep, that's fine. Yeah. I think I probably, yeah, based on my conversation with Doug on the subject, I think he probably wouldn't want me to give you admin access to that at this stage. I hope that he loosens up on that, to be perfectly frank, because I mean you've been with the company for years and you're perfectly trustworthy. But I think he's just wanting to, Doug, he likes to play it safe. So. Yeah, I know. That's the main reason I never thought it was gonna. I didn't think it was gonna be a big deal. But like when we were going over the security stuff, and I mentioned that you had admin access, he said that he probably would be only comfortable in that if it was a situation where like I was gone for an extended period of time, like on vacation or something. So here, let me reset Greg's password to what's something easy. What would you like me to set it to? That would be easy for you to remember. I think it probably has to be at least 6 characters. How about like I don't know. Let's just go with computer, dog, car. Dog and car. Okay, it's still too short. I'm gonna try computer. Maybe it'll be okay with that. Okay. Alright, I reset his email password to computer, all lowercase, and it'll ask him to change it the next time he logs in. So that should do everything for you. Alright, let me know if you run into any grief. Alright, bye-bye. Okay. I think that none of what I just talked about was broadcast, I think. I honestly don't know. I'll probably have to check to make sure of that later, but for now, yeah, sorry. Apparently, usually when I take days off work, it's not that easy, but I guess today is one of those days. So, yeah. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, I'm trying to see if, okay, be wary of liar. Alright, so the be wary of liar is clearly, probably, referring to the message ahead, so a whole lot of people are trolling. I never really understood how that happens. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I just misjudged something, but, yeah, I'm gonna, unless there's some secret way of, like, I tried the, Dark Souls 2 way of doing it, which is, pressing and holding X like this. And I tried the, Dark Souls and Demon Souls way of walloping at it, but there's no difference. So, I'm gonna guess it's not actually very long to... Titanite Shard, yes, 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 okay, Titanite Shard, but I probably don't have enough souls to actually level up the weapon. Yeah. But next time I go back, I'm gonna reinforce that. Oh, where to go? Some shortcut that I need to activate. Are these like snake people? But like they look like they're doing snakes. And they burned at the stake, and so they were kind of used to it. It's like they turn into trees. They just don't. Okay, yeah. It looks like this is a dead end, at least for right now. And maybe this will become. You know what, I'm going to take back... I guess I can. Just once you rate something, it's waiting forever. No, we've got like 800 things, so even if I'm wrong, it's probably fine. Another Titanite Shard? Oh wow, this is great. So that is open. That gate is locked, but it is open from this side, so I'm assuming I'm probably... I really don't want to do the cheap thing, but I feel like I kind of have to, because there's probably no way to run up from that side without getting or at least probably not without a lot of death and trial and error. So, yeah, I mean, this is the kind of thing I like about Dark Souls, is like recognizing a threat and figuring out how to approach it. Apparently there's this area down here that I can examine, so that's shortcut? Nope, it's just locked. Okay. Take away a moment. Okay, there's the gate I can't open. The bridge down I can go, and there's this little opening here that leads out to a place where I'll probably get attacked. There are a lot of barrels. I definitely see a guy back there. Yeah, how about we charge up a bit here. I don't know what I'll be doing. Nail breaker. I'm getting nervous because I have enough to level up. I also want to level up my weapons. If I died here, it'll be a long way to go. I'm starting to get more into this now. The interesting thing about this game and the way it works is like the more you amass in terms of like souls and, you know, progress, the more nervous you tend to get. Okay, alright. Can I talk to him? Oh my god. The item at Firelink Shrine I could buy for like a ridiculously large amount of money. I wonder if I need to grind to get that. But I don't want to, because that would basically mean like 20 trips to the dragon. And that's a bit excessive, let's be frank. No, that's not bad. did I get from that journey exactly? I mean, I did get more souls. I got a Nail Breaker, which isn't bad, but I'm not really a Dex character. I'm not really going for that. I probably could have, but I chose not to. Because I'm probably going to be depending a lot on gear in order to keep myself from dying more often than not. Pincer attack. Okay. Alright, alright. I like these games because they tend to reward you for being observant. And taking some degree of care without being absurdly cautious. Like, I think that's one reason why Bloodborne got rid of dual weapons and shields. To sort of discourage players from being like I am with these games, with very, 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 very cautious. Also because, like, the thing is, like, when you hear about how, like, oh, you can't, you know, you're gonna die all the time, your initial reaction is like, okay, I know I'm supposed to die a lot, and I have to take take great care to never ever die. And that's not a good way to go about it. You can't go about them thinking, oh, I should never ever die. But that said, I still don't like the deer. Oh boy. Okay. They're all praying to these things. Like, they're praying to the dead dragon. They're praying to these weird things on sticks. Let's see what's like in the back. Like, I feel like I'm about to go to a place where I'm going to die. Right now. And I have thousands of souls. I could use that to level up my weapon. I could probably use that to level up myself. Yeah. But, you know, this game's all about risk and reward. Let's just go. I can get 1,000 souls back, not without too much trouble. If I really wanted it. I'm more interested in, so let's do better. Take that. I don't have enough FP to do healing anymore. I don't have any means of breaking battle. So, what do I do? Probably the Princess battle. It's really cool. Alright, let's go for it. Let's just do it. No. No. Let's do it. I'm gonna play it. Oh, did it ask you which bonfire you want to go to? That's good. I want to level up my weapon first, because that probably will get me more damage output increase than,
Ah, 'tis good, wasn't he?
reinforcement. my sub. I feel like the club probably scales faster, just from, you know, previous experience. Like, just in past, like, weapons that have, like, one scaling like this one does tend to scale the fastest, but when you... Like, the thing I worry about is that it will only scale up to, like, you know, A or something, and there's some other weapon I've used that scales A and also scales like Dex towards C or something like that. So it would ultimately mean I'm not getting a lot of extra damage with it. That said, I don't know. It might not be a good plan. I might get more out of investing in like a long sword, which, you know, if I put into it, it will be dealing more damage because it'll be scaling, you know, with my stats the same as the club would, but it also gives me the dex thing. And even though I'm not putting points in the dex right now, I could later. That's what I'm struggling with right now. I don't know if I would prefer. Also, the club is a little lighter. What is stance? What is stance? While in stance, use normal attack to break opposed guard from below. And strong attack to slash upwards with a forward one. Oh. See, that's interesting stuff. I really like that, but it's like... I don't know. I'm having pretty good luck with the club, but, you know, I feel like kind of an idiot for relying solely on my starter weapon, you know? Like, I feel like, you know, I should experiment more and find something that I like better. But I just get the feeling that if I feel like the club will probably do more damage overall. And if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. Okay. And, yeah, so now I'll need 3 more type of before I can do it again, but now it's...
Pretty, be careful, I don't want...
And I should also start with these already club souls to get back to the level. There's too many of them. Actually, wait, no, that reminds me, I was thinking about doing that would be 2,500. Is it worth it? Maybe. Honestly, I probably wouldn't be able to kill it with just soul arrows. I would probably need an actual ranged weapon to do it. So it's probably not actually worth it.
Ashen
It's
one.
probably going to like start attacking me. Like it'll probably turn around as I try to say that. It's too easy. It's just too easy. So it's almost that's
Welcome, host speak. Very well, then take note.
So getting 2 points extra damage. Once it stops scaling up, then I'll go like the soft cap.
Farewell, may the...
So once I hit the soft cap, I'll start leveling up other stats. Probably in common with like endurance or whatever, since like the ability to carry around more stuff is usually very helpful in these games if you want decent armor without being weighed down too much. Which is, you know, what I'll probably need to do since I'm not putting a lot of points in my, you know, vitality or whatever. So yeah, Tower on the Wall. Let's do this. that cell key? Make a movie, downtown. Oh, I didn't even notice point out that they have little health bars showing the durability of the weapons. That's great. That's actually really smart. Good job, guys. Attack. That probably was a waste. Where the bad guy will show up. Actually, I don't think I'm going to vote that one up. That's such a big message. Probably looks scarier than anything. Yeah, okay, I think I'm gonna firebomb the heck out of him. Because, wow, haven't had an opportunity to do a drop down. That might be a good plan. Here, let me check those guns. A little heavier. Still under 60. Well, you know, better guard. Better durability. Not as good against magic lightning in the dark. I really got to improve my physical damage of that. Whatever. I got 13 firebombs, that might be enough. I'm just gonna take my Ashness's flask off since I don't use it yet. I might put throwing knives on here. Let's also put the lights on stove over here. Because it's nice. It's inside stove is nice. Wow, really? that's Dark Souls. That is Dark Souls, not Dark Souls 2, where it's just like overwhelming swarm every time. Everywhere you go, it's just 20 bad guys at once. It's like, that's not fun. That's just a hassle. That means you basically have to tiptoe everywhere, go back up, go somewhere else, and, you know, hopefully not die. Anyway. I'm just losing my weapon. I also didn't get my souls back from previous death, did I? Good job, Pat. Good job. Yeah, I might be getting hungry. I might be hurting my brain a little bit here. Might need to take a break soon. Probably should go wake up Kaylee too. So anyway. Is there some guy throwing shit? Or did I just imagine that? I think I might have just imagined it. Fireballs, awesome. Okay, so here's my plan. Make the guy turn into a monster and then throw firebombs at him until he dies. Decent plan. I thought so. Titanite shard and an ember. Nice. That was pretty good. Good job, firebombs. You weren't useless. I know, I didn't use firebombs a lot in the other games. I mean, very, very rarely. Like, if you're gonna use firebombs, you might as well use pyromancies. Large sword. That's encouraging. shit. Yeah. Oh, I found the crystal lizard. Thank you. I wouldn't have noticed that. Praying. Don't let him be. Oh, ladder down, I guess. Shit, fucker! Oh boy. So now here's the question I have. Whether or not that guy from before, weird, floaty guy, is going to respawn or not. Because if he does, that's going to be a headache. It's going to be a big, big headache. Pushing it still under 60, but dice won't be better. So rolls down. And that's better in every single way, so. Still doing it down. Again, heavier, still under 60. Oh, actually, no, it's lighter. So good. Not as good as Slash, not as good as Magic, but good and better than a lot of other things. So, yeah, it seems like it's pretty much better all around. See if I can kill this guy every time. If that's the case, I might quit for right now because this guy's annoying. but really close. There's a dude. That looks like fun. It's probably like that. Can't take it. That's discouraging. God. A raw gel, okay. Nice. This feels really good. Alright. Ooh, shortcut? Okay, shortcut. Shortcut. Think it's a shortcut. Yes, I found a shortcut. And now I'm going to is really very much not what I thought it was. I'm not sure where I am right now. All I know is I don't have a homeward bone because I was an idiot and used it and didn't buy another. Even though I probably could have. Now I'm probably going to die. We know. Might know where I I'm really nervous because, like, I just died with, like, 2,000 souls after finding a shortcut, and I don't know where the shortcut was. Because it doesn't look like an area I've explored before. I think I might know where it is. But I think the last time I went there were some bad guys that completely destroyed me, so I didn't try going back there again. Yes, that's exactly where it is. Rings, sort of. Still means I gotta play this carefully or else I'll lose all those souls. I really don't want to. Because now I know where I am. god. Oh, good. Back up, back up, back up. Every single Dark Souls game. Bloodborne 2. Okay, now that they're dead, I can focus on just the guys. Take care of them. I might be able to get some missiles back and then break for a minute. Great. Perfect. There might be another one. Don't get too excited. But I might be able to run for it. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Not sure if I got many more Titan Extras. I know I got some Titan Extras.
Ah, tis good, wasn't he?
Probably not quite enough. Nope, I need 2 more Titan Extras. Shield do for me? Well, it wouldn't absorb as much. It would do more damage, but it's not doing damage, so I don't know what type of would be that, but yeah, I can't reinforce armor.
Pretty big, I don't. Tower key is 20,000. That's a lot. What can I sell? So I'll get me 300.
so that's souls per item. Okay, so it is the same. Alright, so the most I can get is 1,000. That's not the get a couple extra money for probably at least someone. I don't need to right now.
Ashen 1. Huh.
Welcome home, speak. Very well, then take note. Let these souls withdrawn from
No,
their
one
essence,
another 100.
manifestations. Very well.
Ow. How? Ashen 1.
Welcome home, speak. Very well, then take note. Farewell, may the
This is probably the stuff right now. Yeah. Okay.